Okay.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
So I do like your positioning to be with your team.
Stop the payload.
I think the thing that's getting you in trouble here is,
The shield broke.
yeah, relying on that barrier, but also not looking at your team. It will take you 3 shots to kill a Widowmaker, and you don't have... You have Ashe. Maybe Ashe can get a shot on 2. I'll go back a little bit. But hitting that Widowmaker... hitting the Widow isn't going to get you nearly as far as monitoring your team or grabbing an opportunity from that front line. And also realize too that you do have a Zarya, but the shield that was here is your only protection. It's going to be from Orisa, and it's a very light shield. It's almost equivalent to a monkey ball or a monkey barrier or a diva matrix, if you want to think of it that way. It's very squishy. So we'll continue.
I stayed there a little bit too long, I think. I could have done like a little bit shorter and then just like then hid.
Yeah.
And heal my team.
For sure. Use the shield to see what's out there, see what you can capitalize on. The Widow was playing defensive, so I would maybe ignore her and focus on what's out here. You know, get a sleep out, get some purples out, get whatever, and then back up in preparation for the shield breaking.
Yeah.
So I'll continue a little bit. And you're right here on the right. And so your team rotated a little faster. Mercy jumped that way, and then you kind of rotated around too. I think, I'm not sure if your nade was ready, but let's just try to focus on broad concepts.
Okay.
And so, sorry. And so right here, we can see that they are taking damage, they are retreating, they are likely going to die. Maybe your Mercy, she's only critical because she just got hit by that fire strike. So what we can do is realize that these things are going to happen, they're likely going to happen, or likely be the case. And so we can prepare for that with our cooldowns. And so in your mind, you do a lot of offensive grenades. I think defensive grenades are also good. And so in this situation, a defensive grenade would have been the saving factor here.
Well, now I should have used it. Before, I wasn't so sure, but now, yeah. I should have thrown it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and it's just really fast. And so in that small window, a decision had to be made.
Yep, and I chose not to.
But we'll take a look at that again in the future. And again here, we're focusing
On DPS and too much.
Yeah, we're focusing on DPS, but we're also focusing on something that we can't really manipulate. And we'll see that here in a second. So target priority can also be a thing. Knowing that you only have McCree, you only have certain people up, you have 1 tank. And no one's really dying or dead or wounded. Ideally, it's good to focus on the squishies, or it's good to focus on something you can solo. And in this situation, what would have really helped, and this one's just my opinion, would have been the turret. And so the turret's coming up.
Yes. Now I see it. Yep.
And the only reason I knew that was because I heard Torbjorn. And he threw the turret. But even so, I'm not sure if we could have saved.
I could have tried to save Zarya.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
could
think I could have, but I could have tried. I think I should have tried.
And I think that's okay because they're pushing the payload. No one's being aggressive. I think I can give you a mechanical goal for your grenades. But we'll see as the match progresses.
That was a bad name.
No, that's all right. That's all right. This is very dangerous.
Yep, I'm like... She walked away. I was surprised.
Yeah. That was a really good sleep. I
did I
really
sleep it?
do. I like your mechanics. And I'm gonna say two things real quick. I really like your mechanics. I like your aim. I like your twitches. I like your sleeps. Those are very good throughout the match. From what I saw earlier, I know I'm kind of talking in the future, and that sleep there. I think in general, one thing to be careful of is dueling. We saw it earlier on the Widow. We saw it just now on the Widow, and we saw it a bit earlier against Reinhardt. There's a lot of duels that take place that don't net anything, but put you at risk or put a teammate at risk. So that can be just a few notes to keep in the back of your head as we watch these things. But the second thing is, can you give me some of your reasoning on the nano for Reinhardt?
If you go back again.
Oh, wait, say that again?
Can you go back?
Yeah.
Enemy turret eliminated. Named. Just a scratch, you'll be fine.
Oh, right here I want to nano him. But it took... See, I could have done it a little bit earlier, but I didn't. But he backed off, so I think I should have waited.
No, that sounds good. I think you're right too. Doing it a little earlier would have been the money nano.
Yep, I did it a little too late.
And that's all right. I think nanoing Rhines are okay. You will get some value, but not always. Nanoing your Zarya is usually a really strong bet when she has decent charge, or a DPS, usually. The only reason I'm going to discourage Reinhardt is because they can just run away or back up. And the timing is very critical. He has to be in a position of danger or a position where he's forward or someone's in his face in order to make it useful.
Yeah.
And then it will only be useful on one or two targets. Whereas Zarya, she has damage boosting already because of her charge, and she has further range than Rein.
But Rein's shield can block your damage.
Yes, that's true too. That's true. It really can depend, I guess, on the positioning. But yeah, you're right. The shield would have to break in most cases. So yeah, I think that was a good move to nano the Rhine. I just think the timing was a little off.
It was.
Cool.
Oh, I tried to save her.
Yeah, you did. That was a close shot. And you do good with your positioning. You do get away often. It's not necessarily on you for the, I don't know. The Rhine nano is debatable, and we'll leave it at that. Even if, so I'll pause it here just to give a concept. Even if we nanoed Zarya with high charge, maybe 50 to 70% charge, just she's glowing, and we break the barrier, and maybe we get a kill, and the nano wears off, we would still be in a defensive position to hold, and maybe a position to win that fight. In the case that we saw earlier, where Rein was nanoed and went ham, he went deep. And he went deep and he got purpled and he died, and it kind of caused a collapse where others began to die.
My fault he went deep, but
No, you're right. It really depends who you're playing with as well. You're absolutely right. So if you're playing with someone who knows exactly what they're doing and has that understanding, then go for it. You're working with that person. If you're playing with people that are quick play or you're playing with someone in competitive, they may not have that understanding. People get to different positions in the ladder or put different ranks based on different strengths.
Yeah.
So it could be mechanical, it could be knowledge, it could be awareness, just a bunch of different things, and it's not always going to be equal to yours. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll continue here. We're not going to get the hold, but hopefully we can run away. I think we may have been able to save Ryan on that one. And that's just getting out of that duelist mindset.
Yeah, I noticed I started firing at the payload. So I started
Right.
firing at someone on payload instead of saving our mine. So yeah.
While this payload comes around, there's a concept I'd like to introduce that I use for Bronze No More. And it's playing for your team rather than just with them. And I use this for DPS and tanks as well. Nice. Ooh, all the alts. Let me pause it. So just to explain this concept, it's playing as a servant for your team. And so you get in the mindset of how can I enable, how can I help another player to be more effective and in turn make me more effective because they're doing good. They're doing their role better. Mm-hmm. And it comes from a place of humility. And so you're trying to put others in that position where they are able to do more than what they would normally able to do more than what they are normally able to do. And this envelops the whole idea and all the actions you can do in Overwatch, from mechanical skill and hitting your target to using the comms to calling out things that you think are happening. Or even just setting up an idea for yourself. So if this thing happens in the game, then I'm going to react to it and, do this other thing. So maybe for Anna, if Reinhardt goes in as soon as he's a quarter down, I'm going to nano him. Mm-hmm. Or tell that, say that too. You can put two parts in. So you can say, Ryan, I have nano, go. Et cetera, et cetera. You can play with this and be creative, but it all comes from the mindset of, I am here to serve my team, and I am here to elevate them in however I can, whatever creative ways that you can think of. It's almost like I use a wingman example. You have a fighter jet in the sky, and he's fighting by himself. You have another one fighting by himself. And maybe they're going to do great. Maybe they'll get shot down and teamed up on, but you don't know. And then you have another scenario where the second pilot groups up with the first pilot, and now they're together. They can do more just because they're working off of each other. They're covering each other. Now maybe they'll take out the whole squad. And we can apply that same concept to Overwatch. Any questions on that one?
No. But I normally don't use team chat, so.
Okay. Would you like to talk about that one any?
No, I was just saying that. So I'm not gonna be common with people usually common like in that way.
Okay.
But I calm with the people like I'm grouped up with in Discord.
Okay, that sounds good. Why do you think you don't talk to other people
in team chat?
Yeah.
To that extent where you want to.
Okay. if that's ever something that you would like to incorporate into your play, I can also help with that too. There's a lot that goes into it. But I understand we have a very toxic community in Overwatch.
Yep, a lot of people are, but not everyone.
Yeah, yeah. No, that sounds good. I'll go ahead and get us going again. So we used 3 ults, we pushed in, and now we have Torb trying to counter us with a splitting team. Poor Reinhardt. He's just hanging out in the fire. And then we do have Widow taking... So I'll be careful with this one. I heard the Widow ult, so she can wall hack. And I noticed we're not playing cover here. So this is really good for your team, but it also lines up with Widow. So that's just something to keep in mind too. You started back here, which is beautiful. I really like this because it cuts off the right from hitting you.
Yep.
It might be good to peek and to just keep awareness, and then scope when you have to and unscope when you don't.
Yep.
That way you're not snuck up on, because we could have anyone just walk this way, walk around, and they see you standing still or scoped in, and it's a free kill.
Yeah.
Quick scoping is something that might help with incorporating into your Ana mechanics. Just
I've been
scope.
working on that too.
Nice. Just scope right on the shot and then let go. So yeah, right here, just be careful of the Widow. Keep your cover. We don't have anything to save us. She would get, if she were to shoot at us right now, she would get 2 shots. The first initial one, and then again when you're trying to run. And usually the run is what gets you.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes a little bit. She's totally ignoring you. That's awesome. She's hitting the soldier. But it looks like they held. They were good.
Soldier scared her off.
Nice.
On now, Lucio.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a duel with Lucio. He wanted to go for her.
I see.
She wanted to go for her, actually.
I like the hold in the corner here. This is good.
I didn't have sleep dirt, I guess.
That's okay too. I think let's look at that again. I think there's a couple of things we can adjust. I like this positioning here, and more maybe on the right, and then even because it gives you this movement back left as well, so you can come back this way, etc. But the one thing I'd want to comment on is be careful about running forward with Ana.
Yeah, I ran pretty. I think I was trying to see the Lucio because he was low.
Okay, okay.
Low. But now I can back up again.
Yes.
Oh, now I'm running forward again. I didn't need to run forward.
Okay. That's okay. Running forward is dangerous for 2 things. Mainly just 1, you're closer to the enemy, and 2, you miss people behind you. And so being further back, you'll get a scope of your whole team. And that's another thing I'd like to say too, especially for Lucio or Tracer or Genji or whoever. If they are, going crazy, even the soldier, if they are going ham, they're running into the enemy team, they're doing weird flanks, it's okay. That's, you can let them know they're out of line of sight, or just say come into line of sight when you want to heal. And they can have that in their mind that I'm not in line of sight, I'm on my own, I need to use health kits, or I need to get in line of sight. So don't worry about chasing or giving up your defensive position to save a friendly that can save themselves, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think the grenade, let's see where the...
So it was gonna hit the Reinhardt.
Yeah.
But he got bubbled.
we'll go. Maybe we can go back. Let's keep this in our mind too. I actually forgot to say this earlier. I think your grenades are really good at hitting exactly what they want to hit. Like for this example, the Reinhardt. You wanted the grenade to hit the Reinhardt. Beautiful. You hit the Reinhardt, but you know he was bubbled. Whatever. What I'd like to encourage is most effective positioning for grenades. So we can hit the Reinhardt, or possibly we can hit in the middle here, maybe a little sooner. I don't know if that was better or not. We'll go. We can put the grenade in a position where it also hits a friendly, or it also hits, you know, multiple targets, which may net a bigger value than just hitting the one target. And so I know the timing was to hit the Reinhardt. However, if you wait for a multi-hit opportunity, it could be sooner, it could be later, but you will in general get more value than a single target nade.
Yeah.
And then if you had that mindset walking into this fight, you would be able to nade the Rhine and all three on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. Okay, cool. And good nano too. Good trying to hold the front there. And then good escape.
I'm peacing out now, yeah.
Yeah. Good move.
I'm dipping.
And good move holding that corner too. If you had kept running, it puts you back in line of sight.
Yeah.
One thing I would encourage as well to add to your positioning thoughts, or to add to your positioning ideas, is if you notice, Soldier's always on high ground. Soldier's always up here or anywhere, and he can run. He has sprint. That's great. But don't disregard high ground, especially for Ana too, because it does put you in some really strong positions to nade the entire enemy team.
Yeah.
And off angles are really, really strong for Ana as well. You have wonderful defensive positions, or really close, like the time before where you were able to take left or right. Really, really good positions. But I would encourage even stronger positions, or here, so that you can get that money nade into their whole team.
Which would be amazing,
yeah. And you'll see that a lot. It's if you watch other Anas, they do have those really powerful off angles, really powerful high grounds. Yeah, if you get contested, sure, give it up. But it puts you in a position to find where everyone's grouped, ball just went in and slammed, and not only can you give ball a huge health boost, but you can prevent healing and leave everyone at the health that ball left them at. So ball slam hits, and and your nade hits. Those two abilities together, half health all the squishies. And so now you have purple half health targets that you created because ball hit, which triggered your grenade to fire. You're like, okay, this match I'm going to throw a grenade as soon as ball lands in the crowd, and I'm going to put myself in a position to do that. And you heal, you hold your position. There goes ball. All right, I'm going to throw my grenade. And you just created a play without ever saying a word to your whole team. So, does all that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. The word I use for that with Bronze No More is an action trigger. So an action that creates something for you to do. And so ball slamming is your action trigger. So if you hear me say that, that's what I mean.
Okay.
So we'll keep going. I think right here too, maybe there was an opportunity. Let's back up a little bit. You might have an opportunity to shoot the turret again. I'm not sure.
Just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Only one shot. I won't worry about it. But if you do get an opportunity, take it upon yourself to hit that turret. Because you have that sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Good positioning, good healing. Soldier's really hurting back there, but it's understandable. There's widows moving in on him. I think at this point it's just a stream. People are trickling in, just trying their best. And it might be checkmate at this point. Let's see. So I think I was looking for the nade. I think it's okay to be more defensive in certain situations with your grenade. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I always try and go for, well, most of the time, not always, but most of the time I try and go for offensive nades. But
Right, right.
You're powered up. Get in there.
And so, well, actually, we'll see if she lasts for 4 seconds. It's debatable. You may have been able to land that on her, but she did line of sight you. If you really want to, this is another part where you have control with your mic, and you're not telling people what to do, but you give them knowledge that keeps them alive. So, I'm healing our side of cart.
yep.
Something like that. And so that way she would play this side of the cart and you could heal her full time. But that might be something for the future if you're ever interested in wanting to learn some communication techniques for solo, duo, trio, in which you have to work with your team. And I can give you a lot of examples. I was solo. Just so you know, I'm not talking out of my butt. I did get to masters solo as a tank.
Okay.
And I use these socialization techniques to talk to my team and keep them calm, keep them stable, and kind of lead them without being the leader. And it is very useful. So if you'd like to explore that in the future, I would encourage it. It's very helpful. I think this one might be checkmate unless something crazy happens.
No, I know I'm in danger, so I'll just try and
Yes.
stay back. But
No, you played well. That was a good hold.
Score 0.
I'm sure there's little things here and there with ability timings that we could look at, but all in all, I don't think it would have mattered because there wasn't anyone really to capitalize on it.
yeah.
Stop the payload.
I think here too is another action trigger we can look at. And what you did, you did kind of do it. So see, you naded them, but we missed monkey. It was a little late.
Yep.
And this goes back to that servant mindset I was talking about, playing for your team, looking at what they're doing. Not necessarily the hits that you can make on the enemy team, but the hits that you can make with your team. So we'll go back real quick.
Attackers incoming.
So we'll watch monkey. Monkey can be your trigger. Monkey went in. And so right there when he landed, When he's going in, this is your time to grenade. This is your money play. You just made Winston a hero by throwing a grenade. Because you helped hurt, and you stopped heals, and you also boosted his healing. And so you just won the fight because of your grenade and your patience. Cool.
Yeah, but definitely could have been sooner.
And it's all about... I know I'm throwing a lot of broad strokes, but these concepts shift your play, shift how you think. And that's what's important here. It's not necessarily always in this situation you're going to throw an aid or whatever. It's nothing like that. These are broad strokes of ideas that change how you actually play moment to moment. And what we talked about with Winston, it's going to be preparing for that, knowing that that's going to happen, and then waiting for it, or trying to wait for it. In friendlies being around the corner or friendlies being in the front line, you're going to know and anticipate that they're going to take that damage, so you can catch it exactly when it happens, rather than reacting to, oh my gosh, my teammates are damaged already, let me heal them. It's more of a looking into the future 1 to 2 seconds idea. So that was good. Monkey capitalized on your grenade that run. And we're still doing good. I like the positioning, keeping it back, moving up when everyone moves up. Let me see. Yeah, for this one here, it's... I'm sorry?
Could I have saved Lucio, I wonder?
Oh,
I didn't see where she died.
let's see.
Where he died.
Yeah, I hope they fix the... It looks like they fixed the speed thing. I wasn't using hotkeys for speed because they... Oh, he kind of went ham. Maybe we could have saved him.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah. That's alright. That's alright. He wanted to get that kill. Or something. This is a good opportunity here for a sleep on those charges. If you ever hear Reinhardt charge, that's a...
If I had my sleep up, I'm not sure if I did or not.
You would... so as you build these triggers, that's what you use those abilities for. As you build action triggers, that's what you use it for. So, okay, you used it here, that's still good, because it singles them out. But, like if you had used it earlier just when people are strafing around, and then you tried to sleep at a low chance of success, you wouldn't have had your sleep for a bad cause, or for a poor decision. So it wasn't to save you or a teammate, it was to, by chance, sleep someone and hope the team doesn't shoot them, so that hopefully we can get a kill. Rather than, Ryan charged, I have a guaranteed sleep, I am ready, and you sleep him then. So it's deciding, having that decision in your mind to use your sleep for certain things, because it's your only it's your only escape as well. So if someone jumped you, yeah, you wouldn't have had your sleep. But since no one jumped you from what we've been watching, you should have your sleep.
Yeah.
And since no one was pushing on your team, like Reinhardt charge or Reinhardt swinging his hammer, or, you know, Zarya or anyone up here, you know, doing something that was a major threat to your team that you'd sleep, you should have your sleep, kind of thing. Any questions so far?
Not yet.
Okay. Wow, that looked weird. So I think earlier too we could have pushed up. Let's see, we'll go back a little bit. And I think our speed is actually fine. So right here we can start moving up and around, not only to catch your Winston, so like kind of out here this way, because you have cover, you have more cover, you have a lot you can do back here, and you can also catch people who dive, because when you're playing with a dive, you do have to round corners a little faster. And that was good. That was good sleep. I like it.
I didn't save everyone, but
no, it was really. That's all right though. Still a really good move. Double alt. Really secure in that the quick capture. That's good. It's debatable if the ult could have been saved, but I think small potatoes. It's okay.
yeah.
I think here that turret is another shot of opportunity.
Yeah. I definitely should have focused the turret more in this game.
I think that may be a positioning item too. And all of this is changing simply because you have Monkey. If you had your Reinhardt still, your positioning is perfect. But now with Monkey or Ball or Diva or anyone like that, at a moment's notice, they can go to high ground. And so we have to, or we can play with that in mind. So let's... So right here, we're safe. Our team has pushed the corner. We can move up. Wow. Yeah, he went ham to use his ult. But even so, that's we can still lob a grenade out there.
Well, I had to use it to heal myself.
True.
I mean, maybe I didn't have to, but I did use it earlier.
And that's another thing we can use comms for, or even just Lucio, because we don't need comms for Lucio heal. Just moving up would put you in his range too.
And I was in a duel with Lucio, so I was talking to Lucio.
Oh, okay.
But only Lucio. So I could have asked for heals.
Right.
Instead of using my nade.
I think training yourself to put more value on your grenade will in turn naturally make it more valuable.
Yeah.
I think it is one of the most powerful abilities in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think your positioning is great here. I missed what we used the sleep on.
Yeah, I don't know either.
This will help. I see. You're going to.
Oh, well, the Ryan when he... I slept the Ryan when he shattered and I slept him, so I think that was a good sleep.
Yeah, that's all right. I think we can wait for a charge usually.
Okay.
You're going to be okay.
And I'll give some background to that, or I'll give some ideas. The reason we wait for an ability or an action is because the sleep cancels it. If he doesn't take an action and you sleep him and everyone's shooting him anyway, and he's not purple, I don't remember if he was purple, but generally everyone reacts to what is happening. So all the heals will go there, all the damage will go there, and if we sleep him, it acts as a quick stun. but he still gets to do whatever he wanted to do once he wakes up. And so in effect, whether you slept him or not, there was nothing that happened. Whereas if you wait for the charge, you save someone's life.
Yeah.
And you put one of his abilities on cooldown. And usually it's an easier shot too. So it's almost a guaranteed hit, especially with your skill, with your aim. I think it would be a guaranteed hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just going back to action triggers. So I think that's valuable too.
I'm unstoppable.
Sweet, sweet. Good save. This is another concept too. If you wanted to do this, I think there was time. While they're fighting, you can be watching and strafing, and then going up to this high ground. Only because you get more view, and then you can also nade everywhere too. There's no, like right here, you lose line of sights, versus right here, you don't lose line of sight as much, except for like right here. I don't know if we could have saved Monkey on that one with the Discord and everything, even with a grenade, but that's okay.
I think Ryan Field was blocking me from healing him.
Yeah, I think you're right, but the nade, even with the nade, he wouldn't have been able to do anything.
He got stunned and then distorted. He got slapped and then distorted. And he got blown up.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So we got there, Ryan. So we traded maintain for maintain.
True. And now they're not using corners at all. Notice how where they died. Middle, middle, middle.
Yep.
And I think here we're rounding a corner, so this is another one where we want to move up. There we go. So we are moving up, but I think it's it is a little slow. Yeah, because right there we could have naded their whole team. Actually, it wouldn't have mattered. They all died. In the future, though, you would be able to nade their team when they maybe wouldn't have died without that nade.
Yeah.
There's that turret coming out. I think that
nano is alright to save her. Yeah.
I'm gonna back up just a little bit. I want another broad stroke I'd like to share with you. There is a concept in Overwatch, or in shooters, in games, we'll just put it everywhere, in games, called agency. And agency is, I'll pause it here. Agency is taking the game into your own hands, having that confidence that I am going to be a major impact in this game, and I'm going to do my best to learn as much as I can and to play in a way that puts me in control of as many things as possible so that I can manipulate the game in my favor.
Yeah.
And having agency allows you to have the confidence to go into comms, to have the confidence to take duels when appropriate, to have the confidence to be aggressive or be defensive, and you have that decision that I am giving myself power, I'm giving myself control by making this play, by having this confidence, by putting myself in this position that's a little bit risky, but I'm willing to take that risk in order to win the match. And I want to say too, this isn't cheese. This isn't, I have a tricky idea and it's going to work once and haha, I tricked them. This is solid play. This is measured risks.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to introduce an idea here as we round this corner. I'll speed it up a little bit. So, right here, or I'll just go into your eyes. This is a really good defensive position. And the benefits of being in this position are that you live. And that you can heal people behind the cart. And that's it. So I would say this defensive position is only for healing. Period. You can do nothing offensive from here. Maybe you can throw a grenade, but it's blind. You can't see. However, if you wanted to have the most control you can have in a match, you would position yourself right here.
Yeah.
Or right here because there's a spawn over there. But most people use the left spawn, so I would say right here. Or right here. But this kind of opens up your flank, but you have a health kit. So you'd really have to use your sound if they're coming this way.
Yeah.
So this part is like the best, but you have to use your sound. This part is balanced. You're safe from all directions, but you give yourself the most control. And this part is also safe, but you don't see as many people because the majority of the people use this door in Overwatch rather than that door. And as we can see here, that's true too. Like everyone except for Anna is using this door. So put yourself right here. You can sleep, you can nade, you can heal, you can kill that turret, you can have cover. You put yourself in a position that's not just defensive and saves your life, but makes plays, gives you agency.
Yeah.
So that's another broad stroke to incorporate into your mindset. All right, we'll continue. We'll see who dies over here. Double molten core.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Yeah, that molten core is really hard. I think if you can ever navigate somewhere that won't get you stuck, that would be beneficial. So as they're fighting and as they're doing that thing, actually, I take that back. I think you're fine because you're at the end of the map. If it wasn't the end of the map, I would say try to move forward with your team. But since it's the end of the map, your positioning's great. Yeah, you got it. Good job playing against Widow. You're playing really smart.
Thank you.
I think here it begins to get dangerous.
It is very dangerous now. Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm peacing out. But it takes so long for me to rotate.
Yes. And that's what I was worried about. Let me see. So right when I said it begins to get dangerous, it's because at this position, well, a little further ahead, when the cart begins to turn, like right here,
yep.
Notice no one is pushing your team. The cart is actually pushing your team. Like there is no one right here.
Mm-hmm.
But since the cart moved up, your team moved back. So as the cart gets closer and closer, as you see people getting closer and closer to this corner, looking a few seconds into the future, just anticipating what's going to happen next, you will see that you're going to lose line of sight because they're going to round the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And so right here, while Lucio's there, everyone's full health, I would have booked it. Either to high ground or around the corner or wherever. I would have booked it, or in the door, it doesn't matter. Just get back in line of sight. Maybe not in the door. Get back in line of sight of your team while they are okay. If you wait longer, they're going to get in trouble because they're going to start running even more. And that's what happened. So there's only 2 in line of sight. There's only 1 in line of sight. And they jump back out. But maybe the cart's blocking you too. That's why maybe Lucio died. And things like this. And now, not only are they running, but they're at half of low health, and they also lost the other healer. And so that means you are checkmated. You can't move the way you went.
Yeah.
The best answer would have been to dash in and get some kills, or to, you know, sleep, or, you know, anything you can do to jump in, save your tank, and then save yourself. Running around is forfeiting, and it would have been better to run this way at that point.
Yeah. Which I think I do soon.
Okay.
We'll see, but I don't think I move forward.
Okay.
We'll see.
But yeah, that makes it really hard to foresee those kinds of things. And that's all strategy. That's all planning and looking those few seconds ahead. That concept will give you this answer.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he died out of line of sight. You saw he died, so you ran. Perfect. Got the rally.
60 seconds remaining.
And so I will say right here too, this is another agency item. So the strength of bunker is, Lucio looks happy, is their barrier, is being able to protect Bastion, which means they can only barrier in this comp one way, or at most 2 ways with a different comp, which means also that you are their saving grace. So you can line of sight Widow as best you're able, run through your tanks, run with your people. Tracer is engaging Widow, which is perfect. We saw her blink up here earlier, and either she was going to contest or she was going to fight Widow. You generally you can assume this. We didn't know, but you know she's going to do something getting in that position. Otherwise she would have just blinked into the cart. You know, there's no reason to go way over here. And so we saw that earlier, so we know that we're going to have an opportunity to do something without Widow, or we should. So we can get ready. This play happens. Your tanks show up. Tracer, you just saw, is blinking into the back line. I'm clear. I can do stuff. Run. These guys contest. You're healing them. You sleep. You nade. You're healing. And you can make an agency play. You take the game into your own hands, stopping others from winning for you. You win for them. That thing, that idea. See how he's contesting, and even right here, the shield went down. That was a sleep. That was a nade.
I set up the wood already. That's what we used it on.
Right. No, I know. This is still in the concept of, had you not focused that so much.
Yeah.
You perhaps could have, and maybe you are going to win the fight. We'll see. I thought we weren't going to win this one, but Bastion died.
I'm dead now.
Okay, no, I think it's, yeah, I think they won this fight. But I think you could have won this fight.
30 seconds remaining. The payload has reached the...
Oh, Lucio lived. All right.
Nope, he didn't.
He's a little aggressive. That's okay.
Yeah, she doesn't play Lucio much. She's learning.
Good deal, good deal. All right. So here's another possible opportunity. And I say this because Ryan's on the cart, but he just jumped down. But if Ryan's on the cart, you can always nade under him.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll speed this back up here in a second. Oh.
Do I have nano still? Nano someone? But I nano
That was close.
Lucio. I tried to get it onto the Zarya
Yeah,
to save her.
that's hard because they're wiggling around in there too. They're Let's go back real quick. I want to see where the nade and the sleep went.
It went into the Rhine when he shattered. The nade was good. The sleep could have been. I should have
Okay.
maybe waited, like you said before.
Yeah, I think that nade got you a lot of kills. I think that was good. It's debatable. I wouldn't have been able to call this out either. I would have naded them probably because the grav came out later after the shatter. Had the grav come out earlier, I would have naded the team, which I'm sure you would have too. But yeah, that was I think you played that well. And then the new thing you learned with the sleep, I like it. That's good. Got that Bastion comp. And this is another opportunity only because, so this was perfect back here because you can't really do anything. They have a barrier, you can't do anything yet, so you're rounding the corner when the barrier's up. That's perfect. You also have Tracer back here. Since Tracer is back here, possibly, you guys can make a play with a nade. And so the nade splash areas are here, and that's about it. And since Reinhardt's out on the side instead of closer to his team, you can get those nades off on the whole team.
We'll see what I do.
Oh, okay, good. So playing an off angle like this, Bastion can only shoot one target. So I would play a little closer and still heal your team, but just shoot unscoped stuff at them. That's okay. Now that you're out of the corner, it looks like somebody's shooting you, or the turret is. Oh, good hook. I missed the nade. I'm not sure there was...
Oh, now I threw it. That was too late though. The fight was already over.
Yeah. So if they're ever grouped up, that's a prime nade. Especially when the barrier is about to break. I will argue too that I think we were shooting scoped. So that's something we want to be careful with. And so like right here we can be shooting some more, and we're scoped. So since we scoped, we lost that they were taking a lot of damage. We don't have to scope to do that. And it puts you in a what do I want to say, those shots that you shot at the barrier, and if I need to go back, let me know. The shots that you shot at the barrier, you kept shooting at the barrier only because you didn't know your team was taking damage. And so they were at half health and you were trying to recover and trying to recover and trying to recover, and they're dying and they're dying and you're trying to recover, and then they die. Whereas those 3 shots could have been put on your team and that could have been your recovery. So now you're not trying to recover anymore, you're just sustaining. And instead of them jumping down to finish them off, they stay up there and hide. Or something like that. because your team is full health. So different, don't scope when you don't need to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I still think this is bugged. I use hotkeys to go up and down, but I think it's bugged.
Oh, okay.
But the clicking still works. So Lucio, and there we go. And that should have won you the fight.
Yeah, we got 2 picks now.
I like how you're moving up with the cart. That's good. Being a little more aggressive. Really good heals, good accuracy, as usual. I would have saved the grenade. Just in case.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect, and you have really good positioning here. Maybe play behind the car. That's minor.
Yeah.
Play like right here. Or better yet, right here. Where it's covering up the window. And since they're going way far up, you want to kind of move up too. Or at least give yourself the widest angle. So as you're rounding the corner, that's good. But as you notice, like eventually I can cover up Zarya in the middle of my screen. Whereas over here, you see more of the corner. And that's where your team was.
Yeah.
So just be in over here. And then you can also use the cart for cover if you ever need to in this position. You can... Yeah, I think you know what I mean. Oh no. Okay, I thought they were gonna get off the cart. Oh wait, we're not in overtime yet. Almost.
Nope.
I want to see, oh, you're throwing your nade now. Did you have it earlier? 4 seconds. So I think right here, since he's ulting with a Discord, I think the nade is really powerful here.
Okay.
And he's already half health in like one shot. And then he's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have made it earlier.
The other option, if you wanted to take it, it's a little riskier, but it would have been to move up with him and then nade the team. That way, hopefully he kills some people in addition to your nade damage and his ult. You guys would have killed something or another.
Maybe.
Or slept something or another so that he would live a little longer. Something like that. Oh man.
The last fight.
Alright, I like the nade. I think I know why you need the tanks a bunch, because that's where a lot of the damage goes in the game. People like to shoot tanks.
Because they're the ones in front.
Yes, that's true, and they're big, and they're easy to shoot.
Yeah.
I think sometimes this isn't for all people. You can play with it. Let me know what you think. Especially if you're with mithril people. I think purple is kind of a target painter. And so if something's purple, people want to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, you kind of have a call out in a grenade. Like, you don't have to use your comms. You just make it purple and you called out the target. And so perhaps an idea would be to nade here and hit this wall or hit this stairs. And because you have both healers back here. Yeah, exactly. High value nade right there. And these tanks aren't going to know. They're going to keep their shield down. You know, Zarya's not going to know. She's going to bubble Rhine. That's her thing. Most Zaryas, that's how they train themselves. They save their bubble for their Reinhardt so he can duel, so he can go in. And so these are 2 possibly free kills. Downside is you don't have your tanks, or one of your tanks, and they have a window. But yeah, that's just an idea. Run, Lucio.
Yeah, we lost.
Alrighty. Yeah, a little bit of mistimings, a little good tries. That turret really shuts down any flanks and Lucio shenanigans. Okay. Well, cool. I will write down a lot of what's in this video just so you have a summary of it, and then I'll send it to you.
Okay, that'd be nice. Yeah.
And then I'll also, I do want to say, if you do work on something, I'll give you some concrete things to work on. Only work on that in a match. Yeah, and so don't worry about winning or losing or gold medals or anything like that. Just work on the thing that you're working on. And if you do that thing, if you felt you did that thing, or you watched the replay and you did that thing, that is your win. Not what the game tells you. If you did your goal, that's the win. Any questions for me?
Not really. I mean, no, that was good, I thought.
Cool. Alrighty. Yeah, if you have any questions later, you think of them later, just feel free to ask, and I'm happy to help where I'm able.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. You take it easy, Jake.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.